Hello and welcome, this is Eagle Eye 621, and what you see behind me is a simple melon slice or pumpkin tower style farm. I think these were made popular by Exumavoid as part of the Hermitcraft server way back when observers weren't even a thing, so it's a much different design. This is updated. Let me show you quickly how to build this, and then I will talk about when you want to build this as opposed to my other melon and pumpkin farm, which I will have a link to in an iCard and description. Let's talk about what you need first. And what you're going to need to start with is a single hopper, and you want a double chest. You can obviously put more for storage. You're going to want to grab a hoe as well. It doesn't have to be one of these perfect ones. I'll have a link to this as well. And then per floor, you're going to need these materials. Now you can reuse the same water bucket, of course, but you're going to need 24 of the stone or a solid block. You're going to want 13 dirt, although one of these can be replaced by a stone, 4 observers, 24 redstone dust, 4 pistons. They don't have to be sticky, they can be regular, as well as a single stair. And then you're going to need your seeds. You can have them either pumpkin or melon or a combination. That is up to you. So let's get these into the inventory and find a nice little flat spot to build it. And we're going to start with our double chest and our hopper pointing into the top just like that. And now we won't need our hopper or our double chest anymore. So let's get these other things into the inventory. And you're going to make a ring of dirt surrounding this hopper. Make sure there's that hole in the center and the hopper is right there. Then you're going to want to come out and place some corners down like this. And that is all 4 corners. Just like that. And then on one side, it doesn't really matter what, you're going to want to add another block of dirt right here in between them. This is the one that you can replace with another stone block if you would like. Now you're going to want to have your observers pointing at each corner. You only need 1 per corner. The pattern that you make doesn't matter as long as you have an observer looking over each corner of that original box. And then next to those observers, you're going to want to put your pistons down facing in. So you can see that we have this same pattern where each of the pistons are over the non-corner sides and the observers are facing into each of the corners. Then we're going to surround this whole thing with a ring of our stone blocks. And these don't have to be stone, as I said, but they do have to be a solid block. And you're going to want to come around the whole way. And then you're also going to want to make sure that the one that has the extra bit of dirt, just like this, you're going to want to have a stair placed in between those 2 pieces, just like that. And we can waterlog this stair. The reason it's a stair is so it doesn't flood. It's nice and easy. And now we can till all of these corners, so the far corners and the corners that the observers are facing over, and plant our seeds. If you have bone meal and you'd like to speed this up a little bit, you can bone meal these now. And then surround the entire thing with a ring of your redstone dust so that it all connects. And we've actually already completed a layer. To do another layer, we're essentially going to copy it one more up. And I do recommend that if you build this design, you are going to want to do more than 1 layer. There's actually extra efficiency in the second layer than there is over the first layer. And that just has to do with the way that these lines update. And you'll see that in 1 second. So again, we're going to place our corner blocks just like this. You don't have to match the same if you don't want to, but you absolutely can. So we have our extra block of dirt, and then we have our stair, which we can waterlog, and we can have our observers pointing in. Again, we need an observer looking at each of the corners, just like this. We have our pistons facing over the center pieces, just like that. we surround this entire thing with our ring of stone, just like this. We can now till these corners, turn them into farmland, which will be hydrated by this waterlogged stair, and then have our redstone dust all the way around again. And the reason that the layer adds some extra efficiency is because of the way that this updates. And I'll do one more, then I will talk about the rates, and I will talk about when to use this and when to use my other one. And one last time, we're going to make that original box with the center cut out. We're going to have our corners filled in, just like this. We're going to do our same side again, although, again, you don't have to. Not like that, like this, so that we can absolutely waterlog that. Get our observers into place over each of those corners. Our pistons over each of the centers. And then our stone. All the way around with our redstone dust. And come back in here to till all of this soil. And this time we may even want to plant some seeds. And yeah, maybe we should plant some seeds in the middle one so that this layer isn't just completely wasted either. And one extra step, if you are going to put a roof on this and you're going to surround the entire build, you are going to want to slap a torch somewhere around there. And you're going to want to do that on each of the floors just to make sure that the melons or pumpkins have enough light. That is a requirement of their growth mechanics. If you leave it open like this, or you leave the sides opened, then that is not necessary. But if you are going to close this in, you are going to want to have that extra light. It's not an anti-mob thing. It is to make sure that these grow. Now, in terms of rates, what you're looking at is about 15 melons per floor per hour. 15 pumpkins, that is, excuse me. As far as the melons go, you can expect an average of 5 slices per melon. So you can expect roughly 2/3 of a stack per floor per hour. Now, the reason that you get some extra efficiency on the second floor as opposed to the others is because you may be able to see when I break this plant right here, that this floor is being triggered, as well as the entire ring up here. So what's happening is, because of the way redstone works, the floor below the one that gets activated is also getting activated. That's just the way that the redstone is connecting, which is a good thing, because what will happen on occasion is some of the slices or the pumpkins will land on the sides and not go into the hole. And when it gets updated, you will see that it will generally push them all back into the center. So the one on top is only activated by these 4 when they grow, but every other layer is activated by the one above them and the one that they have. So they're activated twice as often. It cuts down on a little bit of your item despawn, which will happen right there. And we can see this whole thing in action a little bit bigger. You can see that right there we did end up with one on the side. So if we were to increase our random tick speed to, say, 300, then you'll see that this will activate a lot more frequently. It's going to cause a lot more drop errors just because of the flashing. But you can see that they will grow, they will instantly be popped, and then pushed in down towards the center, where they are all collected into your double chest that you have down below. Now, there are some downsides to this design, obviously, and that is the efficiency. My other design is significantly more efficient, but it is going to cost you in those additional resources. Specifically, it's going to be a lot more iron. This design is saving you a lot on the iron, although I have an iron farm I'll link to, which if iron is your problem, then you can do that. Let's try and change this to our normal random tick speed. There we go. So if iron is your problem, then there is a farm for that. But this really is more about your style and your space savings. This is if you're building some sort of a city and a tower style farm is what you're looking for. Then you can build these all the way from bedrock to build limit, and it will absolutely work and pump out a lot of melon and pumpkins, which are useful in terms of using for bone meal and for trades, and of course all of the other things that melons are and pumpkins are special for. That's really all there is to it. If you found this video interesting, I would appreciate a like. Maybe even tell one of your favorite Minecraft YouTubers about this, and leave a comment down below about the next thing you want to see. And for more videos just like this, do be sure to subscribe. It really does help the channel out a lot. Thanks for stopping by.